Alrighty. Welcome, everyone. I am Sheila, and I'm a health coach for Take Shape for Life. And Amy, oops, I just went off the screen. When Amy comes back, she'll tell you her name and that she's a health coach too. There she is. Hey, Amy.
So I had to get my dog out of the garbage.
That's okay. Introduce yourself, Amy.
Hi. I think I think I'm related to everyone here.
I just said, hi, I'm Sheila, and I'm a health coach for Take Shape for Life.
Okay. Hi, Amy, health coach for Take Shape for Life.
Cool. All right. And Annalee's on here. Hi, Annalee, and Anna, and Lacey. And we've got Joan, but we're not hearing her. So the thing I want to talk about this week is stress. If you have stress in your life, well, let's start with this. Anybody that didn't have any kind of stress today, raise your hand. No stress at all. Okay. Everybody that had some stress today, raise your hand. If you have stress every day, raise your hand.
We're kids.
Most every day. Okay. But if you find, I know one stress Amy went through is she had her basement flood. And she's had so much to deal with that. So I want you to be thinking of something that you have that's a stress in your life that you can control, that you can talk about publicly. Some stress things we don't really want to talk about publicly. But if there's something that's a stress, I want us to talk about ways that you deal with stress in a positive way. Okay? So for one thing, I went on a walk today. It was rainy outside, and I usually like to walk outside. So my friend and I, we walked in the mall. And I find after walking, it just seems like, even if it's because I'm talking to somebody and kind of telling them, having a talking buddy that you walk with really helps me to reduce stress. Okay? So who would be willing to share something that they do to help reduce stress?
But that's what I do. I go on a walk around the block. I have a big block. It's about half a mile or something. Maybe, or I know it's a mile around the whole block. So
okay. So
yeah,
you go for a
go
walk.
do that.
All right. And so exercise is a good stress reliever for you as well. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Okay. How about you, Lacey? What do you do when you're stressed?
Ride an exercise bike or jump on the trampoline. The trampoline's fun. I like to do that.
Good. Wonderful. Okay, and Amy, what do you do to help relieve stress?
Exercise is a big one for me as well. Running, walking. Sometimes I'll just do yoga as well, or work on breathing, or do something kind of goofy and silly.
Okay, so I can't see Annalee. She's muted.
Mama.
Oh, Annalee, can you answer?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Annalee, yes. So could you hear what we're talking about, reducing stress?
Yeah.
So what do you do to reduce your stress?
I like to play the piano and I like to exercise.
That's a great stress relief, is to play the piano. I didn't hear what else you said.
Take a bath. I like that.
Good. That's a good one. A nice one.
I said.
And exercise?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, now we don't see everybody on the screen. So, we only see me and Amy. There's Lacey. Okay, so we'll have to get a roll call vote for those that we don't see your faces. Joan, we still don't hear you or see you. So, there's Annalee. We see your face now. Okay, so how many of you have ever turned to food at some point in your life? Did you ever have food be a way that something you'd turn to if you were stressed? Raise your hand if you've ever used food. Okay. So are you finding, since we've been thinking about healthy habits, that turning to exercise has been a better way, or sleep or a hot bath, that you're doing that instead of food? Are you finding you're You're kind of conquering that habit of turning to food, because there's no question, if early in my life, if I was upset about something, I'd be looking for chocolate. That's what I'd be doing. Yeah. And the interesting thing, have you ever had the problem go away because you ate chocolate? Raise your hand if after you ate the chocolate, the problem was gone. It's still there, right? But then you just feel bad because you know. Okay, so somebody once told me it's called self-medication. When we medicate with food, it's a way of self-medication. So let's talk about some unhealthy ways to deal with stress. Okay, so we just talked about food might be an unhealthy way to deal with stress. What's another way you can think of that isn't a healthy way to deal with stress? Annalie, can you think of an unhealthy way to deal with stress?
I don't know.
Binge watching on Netflix.
Well, I'm saying not something that you've personally done, but somebody maybe out there in the world. What would somebody do that had a really stressful day? What's something they might go do?
I don't know, not me. Some people take drugs and alcohol.
Yeah,
Stress.
some people would use alcohol as a stress reliever. In fact, that's very, very common among most of society, is to stop for a drink on the way home from work, isn't it? Yeah, that's pretty common. Or to go home and open a beer. That's a really common way to deal with stress. But the same thing, like we just talked about with food, when you're finished the glass of this or the bottle of that, is the stress less, or is the problem gone away, or is it just it's just a Band-Aid, right?
It's actually worse because then you're sabotaging.
Exactly right. The problem maybe even gets worse. Okay. Who else can tell me something that the world might do to deal with stress? Anna, do you have something that you think the world might do?
I said binge watching on Netflix.
Binge watching Netflix
for hours.
Yeah, get started on Downton Abbey.
Ignore the world and pretend it's not there.
Yeah. Oh, we got a new baby. I can hear that new baby, and let me see if I can. Oh, that's better. I'm going to mute the new baby. Okay. So binge watching television or Netflix or something like that is something that it can make you, and sometimes it's good to have a getaway, to go to a movie or go do something, to just think, I can't think about this anymore. I need to go do something. But anything to excess would be a not a good way to deal with stress. Okay, any other ideas? Lacey, do you know anything of people in the world, of what they might do to deal with stress? I unmuted you, Lacey. Oh, she just...
I muted myself, sorry.
Okay, you're back. Okay.
Like gambling or something?
Gambling. Yeah. Some people they're telling themselves, but turning to gambling would be something some people might do. That's right. Okay. Anybody have any other things they want to add of things that you would not be a healthy way to deal with stress? Amy, you got something?
Children.
What did you say?
Feeding your children, yelling.
There's no doubt about it. If you've ever had to put yourself in timeout, raise your hand. Yeah, I've had to put myself in timeout because sometimes, especially in the middle of the night, and that baby's crying, and oh man, you just have to put yourself in timeout sometimes. Or if you've got a 2-year-old that's being goofy, you just have to say, I'm going to go in the other room and count to 10. I know they're crying and they're upset right now, but I have to go somewhere else and count to 10. So beating your children would be a way that some people would try to deal with their stress, but obviously stress wouldn't be better after that. Okay. So Lay, we're talking about healthy and unhealthy ways to deal with stress. So do you want to share with us a healthy or unhealthy way that you can think of to deal with stress?
Sure. I always eat when I'm stressed. I don't realize it, but I realized I kept going to the front office because they had a bowl of candy, and I would just walk by there and grab a handful when I was having to deal with a stressful student
Mm-hmm.
school, and I could just eat all the time. And I know you probably already went over that, but that's I stress eat for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
And healthy, now I'm starting to realize that I like to sing. And so I've been singing when I'm like super stressed. Like today, both my kids pooped in their diaper at once. So I sang a song about poopy diapers and how I love to change them. And my little son was singing along with me, and it was way better than what I would normally do, which is like, freak out, beat my children, like we already said.
Yeah. And I mean, I remember one time, it was my second child that had a real whopping one. And I was out visiting grandma, and I was kind of complaining about the diaper, and she just got really serious. And she had a baby that died at about 6 months because they had a twisted colon and wasn't able to function properly. And she said, don't you ever complain when a child's body works. And so it put it all in perspective for me. So hi, Fia. Do you want to come say hi to all these people? I'm babysitting this week. This is Fia. Say hi to everybody. See all these people? They've got kids here too. This is Fia. And her younger brother Sam's having his turn in the tub now too. Yep. So I'm all with you. Tonight's our first night. We're going to see how the night goes. I might be reporting back to you about sleepless nights, huh? Fia's going to sleep right through the night, right? Yeah, we'll see. Okay. All right. So I was just going to look up quick some things that Dr. Anderson talks about in his book as ways to deal with stress. One of the things I know he talks about that Amy talked about is yoga is a really good stress reducer. Meditation. Have any of you just doing some of those quiet time things that are on the challenge wall? Have you taken time as you go to get those 3 points to do the 10 breaths and what you're supposed to be doing? Besides clicking the box, we're actually supposed to be doing the quiet time. Okay. So that's a really good stress reliever, is to just take the quiet time. Have any of you ever had an issue as you're driving and somebody is goofy with you driving? So do you have any good ways to deal with road rage that might kind of bubble up, of how you can immediately get in a better place? Anybody have any stories they could share?
I do.
Tell me, Amy, how do you deal with it?
I was bored. I don't know. Yeah, I used to get a little bit of road rage. I'm a little bit of an aggressive driver. I think I should have been a race car driver, or maybe I wasn't in a life, but I get a little crazy. But and I finally was just like, this is stupid, like getting so mad in this stupid car. Part of it was the yoga breathing, so just stopping and taking like 3, 4, 5 deep breaths into the nose, out through the nose, kind of helped. And then sometimes if I'm really irritated, like someone cuts me off, or it's like they've done something stupid. It's called ahimsa, is non-violence, which means like you don't think bad thoughts, you don't anyhow. So I just think something nice about them, like I hope they make it wherever they're going so fast, or like so instead of like being angry, like think something nice about them. It's not easy to do. Yeah. But if you can like just be like kind of like, oh, I hope they have a good day. Yeah. Even though you're not feeling it exactly, it kind of takes that feeling and crunches it down.
We've kind of started a little thing in our family to make a game out of it, is try to come up with a scenario that might be what's happened to them. I bet she just got a call and her child is, whatever, has just fallen out of a tree and she's trying to get there as quick as she can. Or, we just try to come up with scenarios that, so that you can just, But
it's easier to not be angry when you think the best of people instead of assuming the worst.
Yeah. So, or sometimes we come up with silly ones, like I think she just robbed a bank and she's driving the getaway car. You come up with all kinds of things. So I don't want to mess with her. She might have a gun. Okay. So Dr. Anderson in his book, Dr. A's Habit of Health, he has a whole section on ideas of things to do for beating stress. And he says, get a massage. How many of you have ever had a massage? Oh, they're so wonderful. And even if you don't go get a full body massage, give yourself a foot massage or ask for a foot massage, but just get some good creamy lotion and just sit and put your foot up in your lap and just massage that foot, you know? So after you have the kids down and you're watching a 30-minute show, just give yourself a foot massage or a hand massage. Oh, they feel so good. I went and got a pedicure, manicure last month, and they did a massage up my arms and up my legs up to my knees, and oh, it felt so good. Okay, do some yoga, says Dr. Anderson. Take a warm bath. Somebody said that already. Make your home cozy and inspiring. He says, turn on soft music, have your home filled with beautiful art, plant a garden, create a spot for meditation, hang some wind chimes, build a waterfall or reflection pond. So we can make a place in our home that would be a place that we can go, you know, buy art or a little garden or something like that would feel like a place of peace, of quiet for us. So that's a good idea. Okay. He said, if you work, try to look in your job of what you can do to de-stress your job. So some of us that are working in our homes, then how can we make our, you know, and one way to do it, besides you're working as a mom, all of you are working as a mom, and there's really no time off of that. But Amy, I know you're working out of your home. Do you have a routine that you do that you say, okay, I'm going to go to my desk and I'm going to work this many hours, but then I'm leaving and I'm not thinking about my job. I'm going, you know, do you have a different place that you do your job than you do everything else so that?
Sort of. With the flood, I had filled up my office with stuff.
Uh-huh.
I found myself working all over the rest of the house, and it is harder to cut off. So it is better if I kind of say, this is the workspace, and at 5 o'clock, shut it down, and don't think about it till tomorrow. But where I have been all over the place in the house, I haven't done quite as, but I just kind of shut it off at 5 and try not to think about it.
That's good. Because men have an ability, as a rule, to have a brain that's like a file cabinet, that they can do one job and then close it and start the next. Women, they've shown studies that women are more likely to be doing grocery shopping in their head in the middle of the night, or, you know, we tend to multitask. And so that's one thing I wanted to talk to y'all today about, is multitasking actually causes stress. Did you know that? Multitasking, that the studies have shown if we can try to focus on one thing at a time and really be in the moment, really focus on that person or that individual you're talking to, or focus on that task, that you're going to reduce the stress in your life. So that's something I want you to try to think about in the next couple days of, instead of trying to talk to your kids while you're doing something else, take a second and just stop and turn and look straight at them and give them your full, total attention. So the next 5 people you talk to, I want to give you all that assignment. For the next 5 people that you're going to talk to, try not to multitask while you talk to them, and just see if it seems to be a different level of stress and a different level of communication by just stopping, looking them in the face, and giving them all your attention. And it doesn't mean you have to do it for an hour or two, but just sometimes a moment, just a moment of really connecting and giving full attention can really change the stress level. Or, and the other thing is not trying to multitask. Sometimes, you know, I like to multitask. I don't like to just sit and watch a television show. I like to be folding clothes while I'm doing it. I'm okay with that. But when we try to multitask and drive, we've seen that there's problems with that, huh? When you're trying to multitask and drive, that causes problems. So there's some things that we really just need our full attention. Okay, so any other ideas that have popped in your mind about ways to reduce stress that you want to share? I've got one other one that I'm thinking about, but I was just seeing if anything else that has come to any of your minds. Okay, the last thing is laugh. You need to learn to laugh. So a Catholic friend of mine told me a joke lately, and I've got to tell you this one joke, okay? She said, do you know in the Catholic Church how we make holy water? Do any of you know how they make holy water? She said, well, we just get normal water from the tap, and then we take it into the kitchen at the Catholic Church, and we boil all the hell out of it. So I thought that was a cute joke. Okay, there you go. You just heard me say H-E-double-T-6. Okay, I wanted to get a smile. So we're going to end on that. They do say laughter is the best medicine, and it's really true. So there are little websites and things like that that you can get on and just have it send you a joke every day. I have a brother that sends me text jokes quite often, and it's just fun. It's just fun to laugh. It's a good way to de-stress, is to laugh. So how about if after we hang up from this, everybody goes finds a good joke and shares a joke on our page for our deal. Share a cute, fun joke with everybody else. Okay? And then the other assignment, so I want you to share a joke, and the other assignment is for the next 5 people you talk to, try to look them in the eye. I mean, try to not to multitask as you're talking. Because have you found that even sometime on the phone, you're talking to your sister on the phone or something, if you just stop for a few minutes and talk to them intently and really listen, sometimes you'll hear something in their voice that they really aren't saying, that they really needed you to pay attention. So, try it. Okay, any other things? I think we're going to call, hey, it's 22 minutes in, and let's call it a night, shall we? Thanks, everybody, for getting on. And we'll see you next week. Everybody go share a joke, okay? All righty. Bye now.
Yeah.